Alright, this is going to be a tutorial on how to clean room number 8 and room number 9 at South. They're the gold level beds. Slightly different models, but it's going to be almost identical in how to kind of disassemble them and clean them and put them back together. So I've already gone over how to do just the overall outside of the bed and also the rooms in other videos. So if you want to refer back to those, that's always a good place to start. If it's busy, you can always get those kind of done during the rush, even as you just come in, get one room at a time. For the actual bed, we're going to be doing the canopy and the bench. The canopy is this top area, the bench is this lower area. We're going to be wanting to clean the inside of the acrylic on both of those, wiping down the lamps on both of those. The gold beds are going to have facial lamps that you're going to want to have to wipe those areas down, as well as lamps that will run the full length of the bed. We're also going to be trying to remove any dust particles. Those build up actually right here a lot. These are some hairs, some dust particles. The way you get to those is actually up through here. You'd have to go into with a Q-tip and try to get it as best you can. And then also the air vents on them are going to be a big thing. So top air vents are not very difficult. The bottom ones can be a little bit tedious. So for the bottom air vents, there's actually going to be these three down here. 1, 2, 3. And it helps if you have a flashlight or your phone with some flash. Go ahead and shine it in. And you'd be able to see some buildup of things. So go ahead and get a Q-tip, spray it with either Windex or vinegar or Pine-A-Lin. It really doesn't matter as long as it can get all of the dust to kind of clump to the Q-tip, and just detail it. Go through each little hole that is in each of these individual fans and take out as much of the dust as you can. So that's 3 down at the feet, and then there's also 2 up at the top of the head that you'd be doing the same thing for. For the fans up top, they run all the way along this line right here. You'd be able to see them. So the best way to clean those, actually, you could take the Q-tip and get it while it's closed like this, but there's an easier way once the actual top is open. So I'll go ahead and show that. So for the top, you're going to need this tool, Allen wrenches. It's going to be the 5/32 size wrench, and so you're just gonna get there's 2 holes, one right here on the bed and one on the opposite end of the bed, and you're just gonna put the Allen wrench in and give it a 1 turn is all you need. Clockwise turn. Brings this whole acrylic down now. So these are really nice because you don't actually have to hold them. They're kind of mounted on a hinge. So that's really easy, just to spray with the vinegar and really wipe down and get it free from any kind of smudges, any dust that builds up, or any hairs that seem to get in there. Acrylic's really self-explanatory. Now you have access to the facial lamps that are up top. So you go ahead and make sure those are free from any smudges or dust. Same with these lamps up this way. And the fans, like I was saying, are actually exposed. It's kind of dark. It is exposed on the acrylic now. Right down the middle, you could go ahead get any dust from that. And then also the top area where the fans actually come from are really easy to get to now also. So those would be areas to clean out with a Q-tip, and then also dusting all the lamps and the canvas, or the canopy. And then you could go ahead and put that back up. Putting back up is sometimes a struggle. I think the easiest way to do it is to have your wrench with you already, and lift it up. And one side at a time works. So stand on your tippy toes with one hand, find the bolt, screw it in. And now you can move to the other side. And do the same. So, it's important that you see it's going to be flashing at air 34. That means that the bed recognizes that one of the parts of the bed has recently been opened, and it just wants to make sure that part is closed before you send someone back to tan. So it's not going to let you send somebody back if there's an error showing. Air 34 is really simple. As long as you've closed the top properly, you should be able to push the start button and watch it start back up like normal. So the lights will go back on, and that's when you know that you've done it correctly. The bottom, to open up the bottom, is actually going to be the same Allen wrench that you wanted to use, the 5/32. And there is a little bolt area right here that you could put the screw into. And just give it a half turn, and it launched that thing up. So what you're going to do with that is just lift it up. There's arms in the back that are going to lock into place to hold it up. These bad boys right back here. And then you are good to go. So it gives you access to the bottom of that acrylic that you can go ahead and wipe down with vinegar. And it also gives you access to these lamps down here. So there's actually an acrylic that lies over them, right there. So you go ahead and take that out, lean it up against the wall. Both sides on this one, top and bottom, you would get with the vinegar, and you'd also make sure that you dust off all the lamps that are underneath it. Make sure you put it back in, clean that top area, and then you should be good to put it back down. And then that should be simple. Sometimes it's difficult, but you should just be able to push up. The arm should unlock, and it should be able to go down. Sometimes only one arm will unlock. In that case, just leave the acrylic kind of lowered on the side that's already unlocked, and the side that's still locked, with one hand reach over and actually push the arm backwards to unlock it and let it drop down. When you're closing the acrylic, you have to make sure that there's not this gap that you see right here. Otherwise the bed will not recognize that you've closed the acrylic and you won't be able to tan anybody. So to do that, just give it a forceful push. And it should be closed. Let's see if the air code goes away when we push the start button. Alright, so the lamp's turned on again, and we know that that is properly closed. So that would be how you would clean the actual bed in the gold beds here at South. Hey, just another thing for the gold beds at South. They are going to have this side panel that has bulbs that run down it, as well as a facial one over here. Those don't frequently build up with very much dust, but it is important that if there is dust that you're going to have to get that off. That's going to be the same thing, just this exact same tool, exact same Allen wrench, and there's going to be a screw up here.